so much for your support all the time and your comment all while on our social media. And I want to give a thumbs up to everybody that have been supporting us so far till this time. You can actually do more on you when you subscribe to our channels all through. My name is Remain Adeniji Dare. I'm here with my wonderful friend
Ojumayo, and once again, welcome to our program Face to Face.
And when they say that the gods are not smiling, it's not a far-fetched statement. A lot of things are going down, just like Orova is dead and gone to his grave.
Yeah.
It's about this couple that actually married many years ago called Paul Okoye. We know that Paul Okoye is the half of the P Square,
yeah.
And we know that few years ago, these two actually went partying, and a lot of things actually came up in that context, saying that about money, about women, and that actually brought the separation. I think that what really happened right now seems to actually pour more light to what really happened there. It's not about that. We're not rejoicing that this divorce is coming, but we want to actually look at it properly and see the way out for our celebrity. Everybody cannot actually see himself. It's like Yoruba used to say, an herbalist cannot actually see himself. Yeah. Somebody will actually do the oracle for that herbalist to actually know what is going on, and that's why we are doing this on Face to Face. And the reason is that Paul Okoye and Anita actually planning for divorce, if it had not even happened as of today. What do you see to that before we go to other things there?
Well, actually, this issue of divorce coming from Anita Okoye and Paul Okoye is a serious blow on me, because one thing I know is that no perfect marriage. Mm-hmm. I've said it, and I've said it over and over before. So, but in the course of the discussion, we look at the reason why Anita Okoye filing for divorce.
Okay, actually, I've said that the reason for the divorce, and I want us to look at this critically because it's a very, very sensible issue. Yeah. We know that marriage is a very big institution that nobody actually knows about it. I post on my Facebook at Michael Dre on Facebook, saying that it's an institution like a university that you have carry over, you have passed, you have a split over, and at the end of the day, but with all that, one day somebody is going to graduate. Yeah. That it's just unfortunate that in marriage, no graduation date. So what am I saying is that I want us to, these two couples, before they got to this stage, are we seeing that the problem just emanated, all these things that Anita said, just emanated in one day?
Well, based on the first reason why she said she's filing for divorce, said they no longer share mutual relationship as couple. Yes, every marriage, of course, yes. You know, pressure sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not that probably we are doing it intentionally, either from the woman or from the man. You know, pressure from work, domestic pressure, pressure from the family. You know, some things you foreseen that, okay, after this marriage, you know, by 2 months later I will get a car. In the next 6 months I will have my own house. In the next 1 year I will take my wife to Dubai for this, and things are not coming. And you're trying to you are trying all your best to make it work, and it's not coming. You understand? Your senior order might be thinking that you are ignoring him or her. You understand? So when such thing happen, the first thing you do is call the attention of your partner. What's going on? Then you discuss it. I believe in every marriage. What I just explained now, every marriage has had this encounter. The only thing is just that you have to call your senior order. What's going on? You still love me? But when you now think that, okay, for the fact that you are not sharing mutual relationship as the way it is, let us be sincere with ourselves. Once we get married, the mutual relationship we are sharing when we are dating, it can be compared to when we get married.
It's just that it's just unfortunate issue that this is actually happening to one of our wonderful, because I know Peter and during the Peace Corps era, that it was a wonderful group. I've noticed that immediately groups split, those individuals will never be the same. It's just that we have some just exceptional cases like Two-Face. that we actually is just like a legend right now. Other people actually came by and they fall by the wayside.
Sure.
What's
Idris, the life of Idris Tunjetula and Cody Montana.
And what happened to that is we are only hearing Idris' name.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of people have actually come out to call for the renewed union of P Square, because we are not really getting the vibes, and it seems it's not happening. From what we say, let us go back to what we are talking about.
Yeah.
It's about Paul. And as a man, we know that there are only pressures. One thing I think Anita is getting so wrong is that I think that Anita is assuming that Peter should know what to do. Everybody, that's why in marriage, one must be a goat and one must be a sheep. Everybody cannot be the same. At the point that both of you are being the same, there will be a big problem.
Yeah.
Either both of you are cold, you have a cold relationship. There's no how, if we don't have ups and downs, things we might not actually go well.
Yeah.
That's what actually brought me to the aspect of, we are talking about the first part.
Yeah.
The aspect of counselorship.
Yeah.
Before this thing got to this stage, are we saying that the wife that actually noticed this? Because I'm thinking that Peter does not think about all this that's happening. And that's the truth. Are we saying that the wife have not actually contacted a counselor on this issue to call the husband, as you have said, on this issue?
Well, on that platform, I believe that there are a lot of things that is going on within at the backstage. You understand? Because even part of the reason why P Square go on a separate way today is still based on what, on the issue of Anita and Lola. Understand? Now, because one thing that many people are saying is that Anita masterminded all this thing. He knows that it will be easier for her to demand some said money from Paul when he's alone, and that was the more reason why she made sure that there was a break between them.
Yes.
And that is the more reason why now Anita is demanding for such a huge amount of money.
Unreasonable money.
Unreasonable amount of money.
Now that takes us to number two aspect, because we want to debate on all this point. So I want to see if Anita is right or wrong. We are not talking about we want to see the real fact about it. Number two is that it's a lack of sponsoral support. That's spousal support. In that English context, we actually did the internet. She said that Paul has not been giving a relative money. And do you know that it's possible for your brother, actually your twin brother, to be rich and you're poor?
Sure. Yeah.
And it's not everybody that knows the right thing
To
do until when you tell them to do it. So now let us go to this. Must Paul support the family? I know that this man is not as bad as people used to say. Are you saying that he has not been doing anything, or he has not done anything at all to the regard Anita is just pointing out?
Let's be realistic with ourselves. It's not possible for my nuclear family, as in my wife and my children, to have immediate need. And my extended family as well, we have the need. I will not provide the immediate need of my extended family. Paying attention to my own nuclear family is not possible.
It's not.
Do you understand? You won't expect me to do more for your family, and disregarding my own personal thing. What it has to do with my children and my wife. You now expect me to start it's not possible.
It's not, and the problem people are actually having. I think that I see the aspect of arrogancy in this, actually what is happening right now. Because somebody came out to say that was actually mocking this divorce issue, saying that Paul actually sang about all the money, that he should bring out the money. Now look at it, $15,000 in a month. Let us calculate it in a year. I think Anita needs to be checked. I need to call into order about this. I'm not saying that the law is actually supporting for Paul. Where will he get the money? Even he have endorsement from every company of this world. It's unreasonable for him to actually pay that. There's a lot of things about that money.
Yeah.
Are we saying that Anita, as we actually happened by the separation of P Square, that she actually indirectly actually separate this group? Because from what we are seeing, it seems that she did that trick. She pulled that trigger. Let us go to number 3. Is about there's no mutual communication. This eye actually goes to the first one. There's nothing separate. It's just like you're repeating things.
Yeah.
Now you actually called someone. Okay, I just called you. Hello, honorable. He did not answer me. Hello, honorable. He did not answer me. Hello, honorable. He did not answer me. And I just assume you just decided not to greet. And sincerely speaking, you might not even hear or notice me at the time of greeting. And it's not that if it's an intentional act. Until when I go to you and I call you and talk to you, honorable, I've been calling all the while. You'll be surprised to tell me that I've not been hearing. And very, very sincere that Paul is a very brazen person. Yeah. When you notice that there's no communication, I think that the counselor should actually come. What can you talk about the communication issue gap between Anita and Paul Okoye?
Well, sometimes the counselor, they are human as well. And the first thing as human as well, we need to counsel ourselves before we seek counseling for others. Because sometimes what we hear is is only the voice in our head. Even when some people are trying to counsel us, it's not like this. But for the fact that we already have our own mind, there's nothing that person can say that can enter into our head. So just as you said, you know the kind of person you are getting married to. Is a busy person that has a lot of things going on in his mind. As a good wife, as a supporting wife, what do you do? Sometimes Paul might be on the show traveling from one place to the other. How did you want the communication to be there?
The communication gap is just too much. And she did not play a very fast role. Let me tell you the truth is that there's a lot of ups and downs in marriage.
Yeah.
And the Bible says that a wise woman build a house. While the foolish one what?
Pull it down.
Just pull it down and scatter it and think that something is happening here. Now let us go to this one. It's called irreconcilable differences. They have issues. African man has ego.
Yeah, sure.
That's the fact. In respect of who you are.
Yeah.
And it takes a very, 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 very non-African man to actually come to reconcile to the wife.
Yeah.
Now, we are not saying that African men are bad. I'm just saying that is the nature of African man. Now, you'll find that something has happened between you and you're expecting him to come and apologize. It might not actually happen. I think that it might not actually happen. Sure. All right? There's something they used to say. They say there's always a soft spot in human.
Yeah.
Both of you have issue. And the man did not come to say sorry. And you don't want to say sorry as well. There's something that Paul needs, likes so much, that when you give it to him, he would rush down, on the floor. I think, what do you kind of say? Are we saying that Anita is rude as well?
Well, on that regard, I believe many things are still happening that we don't know. But truth be said is that as a typical African man, you will never see a typical African man apologizing to the woman and say sorry. But as a woman, there are ways which you can bring your man to his knee to tell you what I'm sorry. So because I believe that if the house is good, check the wife.
Check the wife.
If reverse the case as well, check the wife. We are not saying that African men are bad, but meanwhile, let us be realistic with ourselves. Every marriage, many of it lies in the hands of the wife. But in regarding what is happening between Anita and Paul right now, we believe that Anita has a lot on his hands. That I believe Anita she knows what she's doing from the time she walks into the marriage.
Yes,
understand? Because such amount of money that she's asking now, the only time at which that money can come in is only when they get to the law court. It's only the law court that can say that, okay, Paul, as a support, be giving your wife this particular amount. You understand? But you're not coming out and demanding for $15,000. Not 15 naira. Not 15,000 naira.
That is 7.5
million naira. Where do you want him to see such an amount of money?
I think that Anita is not being realistic in our request. And true, when we actually dissect all the requests, all the points she brought out, it seems to be that is at the receiving end.
Yeah.
What am I saying that? Because even if you want to build your house, the woman does it. If you want to scatter the house, the wife. It made a woman. I know that the women are actually going to come after us right now after this program. All right, the woman actually needs to be submissive.
Yeah.
Only you can actually come out to us to tell us that Paul has been brutalizing you from the marriage.
Nothing like that. She didn't say something like that.
Or the man has been cruel to you. Or you find out that he has been humanizing. As an entertainer, that's actually happened. Yeah. But this man has not actually taken so low to bring another woman into the house and beating you.
He's not beating you.
He's not beating you. And where's that money coming from? So I think that the fact that people are saying that she is the one in question of the breaking of the P square seems to be true. If you're a real woman, you're a real wife, and you say that what you say that you love this man, $15,000
is more.
It's more.
Is more. And you really want to bring him down.
And that. Okay, let us go down to this. The last thing we're going to talk about is about these children, these wonderful children. Because the truth is this: there's no child built in a broken marriage that actually come out to stand very, very well in the public. And that is true. There's a plus or minus. And if it happens, they come out tall, that means God really wanted it at the first place. Normally, there's a problem somewhere. What are we going to talk about these children that actually experiencing this thing? Because I know that they're going to mock them in their schools and all that. Do you understand? What should we do? Because this thing must not see the daylight because of the children. And what do you have an advice for this student aspect of this children?
Well, on that regard, because based on the excuse Anita give is something that they can reconcile between themselves. It's just about discussion because there's no element of domestic violence right here. Do you understand? So all what she has mentioned, she's not putting the interest of children at mind. At all. Our own, she has come to achieve her aim. She's not putting our children into consideration. All what she just after is just the money for getting the children. Please, I will call on Anita. I believe she's listening to us right now. Don't be carried away with the money you're expecting Peter to be giving you. Remember that you have your children. Remember that Paul is the father of these children, and if anything happens to him, it will still come back to the children. Now, I want to plead that you consider your children. Don't look at the money, what you want to collect right now from Paul, and let your children suffer emotionally and psychologically.
Okay, emotionally and psychologically is what Honorable have actually talked about in this regard, because you're going to drop this curtain right now and talk about this maybe as you bring your phrase back to us. I pray that these two individuals, Pete, Paul and Anita, should come to a resolution to say that okay, we don't want this to push, because if this actually pushes, it's going to deteriorate the image of Paul, and a lot of things is going to come to play. And because of the children, and because when they get back to school, they'll still keep on asking them questions, what happened to your father and mother? And we don't want these children to be dramatized about all what the people actually are doing. I pray that there'll be resolution from here. This is Face to Face. My name still remains Adeniji Dari. If you think that you actually want to support us, you want a sponsorship and marketing, please try to contact our managing director on the phone number you're going to see on your screen. We're going to see ourselves in the next episode. I'm not only here alone, I'm here with my wonderful friend.
Yeah, Ojumayawa.
And we're going to say bye-bye from here.